Hey folks, I was talking to a client today and they asked me a question that I've heard before as well, which is they're an individual contributor and they're trying to become a director. And I told them about a story when I was working at a previous company, Spiceworks, and I was an individual contributor there. And my boss at the time, who was a director of demand gen, had left for another company. And I thought that I could take on the team and take on the responsibility of becoming a director of demand gen. And so I went and kind of got up the courage to go talk to the CEO and marched into his office and sat down and chatted with him. And he listened to kind of, I had done all this work to say why I thought I was responsible enough to take on the team and what I would do differently. And so he listened very carefully. And then he asked me a very simple question, which he said, okay, let's just pretend that, I ordain you to be director of demand gen. What would you do differently? And I had this answer already scripted out. And I said, I would do this, and I would do this, and I would do this. And then he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, who's telling you you can't do any of those things? And boy, that just set me in my place. It was just one of those moments where you just look back and you're like, nobody's telling you you can't do any of these things, and you don't need the title to be able to do these things. And boy, that set me on my course. It really just put me in my place. And then I didn't get the title of director of demand gen at the time, but it was about 6 months later when I did. And I think it was a great reminder for me just to think through. Sometimes you don't need the title. You already have enough responsibility, or you have enough capability. And unless somebody's telling you you can't do these things, a lot of times in business, you can just step up and do them. And then the titles and the various other accolades come along. And that was a really good reminder for me. So I passed that story along to the individual, my client that I was talking with as well. And lo and behold, similar story. Just a couple of months later, she was promoted up to a director. So awesome to see that. I hope that story inspires you as well. If you're in a position where you think you might be deserving the next title up, think about what you would do if you're in that role and start doing that right away. All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.